Good evening. I want to read you some poetry tonight. I've been reading this book recently, just the Penguin Book of Love Poetry, and I picked it up for £1 or something, but it's actually got some really incredibly lovely poems in this, so I figured let's spread the love, and I'm going to read you some poems. Before we jump into any reading whatsoever, a quick word from today's wonderful sponsor, G2A. G2A stands for Gate to Adventure, and Gate to Adventure is an online space where you can dive into a whole world of digital entertainment, aka your go-to adventure terminal. G2A offers a variety of digital goodies from software you can write on as well, because I know my audience, to of course video games, and even gift cards for your favourite platforms such as Netflix and more. Let's spotlight games, because if you like video games, you are in luck. Think Minecraft, Grand Theft Auto, Cyberpunk and more, all at shockingly low discounts. Another win is that all these fantastic deals come with instant delivery, which means zero waiting around, so you can start playing right away. Remember, Gate to Adventure is not just a marketplace, it's where your next adventure begins, and more than this, it's a hub for all things exciting and useful. And speaking of exciting and useful, you can head over to G2A's Black Friday page at g2a.com/black-friday for a treasure trove of discounted digital entertainment. You can see here how many poems I've dogged. You should see my annotations. I've dogged about, I can't even count, but I figured I'd just read them to you because we all like poetry, and maybe this can be something fun to have on in the background while you do some chores or do some homework or try and go to sleep or something. Do whatever you want with this. I just want to read you some poetry because it's really pretty and it's all about love. You can see here, this is the introduction, and I want to open with a line on the introduction because it says, "What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Love is heaven, and heaven is love. Love is a sickness full of woes. Love is a growing of full constant light. Love it is but lust. Love is more cruel than lust. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds. Love is like linen often changed, the sweeter." And that's just the first paragraph. I think that's quite sweet, so I wanted to read you that as well. The first poem is called First Love by John Clare. I never was struck before that hour with love so sudden and sweet. Her face it bloomed like a sweet flower and stole my heart away complete. My face turned pale as deadly pale, my legs refused to walk away, and when she looked what could I ail, my life and all seemed to turn to clay. And then my blood rushed to my face and took my eyesight quite away. The trees and bushes round the place seemed midnight at noonday. I could not see a single thing, words from my eyes did start. They spoke as chords do from the string, and blood burnt round my heart. A flower's the winter's choice? Is love's bed always snow? She seemed to hear my silent voice, not love's appeals to know. I never saw so sweet a face as that I stood before. My heart has left its dwelling place and can return no more. It's so sweet. I love poems when people are falling in love. And it's that really magical kind of just tumbling into place and realizing. The next poem is from Christina Rossetti, and it's called The First Day. And I went to the Rossetti exhibition at the Tate Britain. They were wonderful artists and poets, so look into them if you haven't already. I wish I could remember the first day, first hour, first moment of your meeting me. If bright or dim the season it might be, summer or winter for aught I can say. So unrecorded did it slip away, so blind was I to see and to foresee, so dull to mark the budding of my tree, that would not blossom yet for many a May. If only I could recollect it, such a day of days. I let it come and go, as traceless as a thaw of bygone snow. It seemed so mean, so little, meant so much. If only now I could recall that touch, first touch of hand in hand, did one but know. Oh. It's so sweet. I want to fall in love for the first time again. I mean, to be fair, my first time falling in love was still this year. But I'm greedy, and so I want to fall in love for the first time again, because I don't know if that will ever be replaced. Or maybe it will. That's the good thing, I guess I get to find out. The next is a classic, and this is from Shakespeare. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometimes declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair out thou hourst, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. That rolled off the tongue nicely. Oh, this is one of my favourite poems in the entire world, and this is from Yeats. Yeats. Every time I say it, someone corrects me to the other way, so don't correct me. I'm aware that it's probably one way or the other, but every time I say it, somebody tells me it's a different way. Anyway, this is called A Drinking Song. Wine comes in at the mouth, and love comes in at the eye. That's all we know for truth, before we grow old and die. I lift the glass to my mouth, I look at you, and I sigh. It's so simple and sweet. I think my favourite poems are always shorter poems, because they have to be so much more impactful and punchy and just contain so much more in so less, if that makes any sense at all. It's about 1 a.m. and I think I'm a little bit delirious. Also, the reason that I'm speaking so softly is because I got an official noise complaint from that neighbour. If you're watching, neighbour, I hope you're enjoying my soft-spoken poetry. I hope you're listening as well. This next one I love. This is from Thomas Campion, and it's called Cherry Ripe. And it goes like this. There is a garden in her face, where roses and white lilies blow. A heavenly paradise is that place, wherein all pleasant fruits do flow. There cherries grow, which none may buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Those cherries fairly do enclose, of orient pearls a double row, which when her lovely laughter shows, they look like rosebuds filled with snow. Yet them nor peer nor prince can buy, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Her eyes like angels watch them still, her brows like bended bows do stand, threatening with piercing frowns to kill all that attempt with eye or hand. Those sacred cherries to come nigh, till cherry ripe themselves do cry. Imagine having someone love you so much that they write that for you / about you. I mean, actually, I was about to say everyone should date a poet, but don't date a poet. It's the worst thing you can possibly do for yourself. I've dated male poets before and female poets, and it all ended horribly. I mean, I think you can only have one uber emotional, introspective person / artist in the relationship. If you have two, it's a recipe for disaster. This one I love, and this one's very dear to me, and this is from T.S. Eliot, and it is a dedication to my wife. That's what it's called. And I love it because my current lover's middle name is after T.S. Eliot, and so it feels special and like a bit of a link up. To whom I owe the leaping delight that quickens my senses in our waking time, and the rhythm that governs the repose of our sleeping time, the breathing in unison of lovers whose bodies smell of each other. I love that line. Who think the same thoughts without need of speech, and babble the same speech without need of meaning. No peevish winter wind shall chill, no sullen tropic sun shall wither the roses in the rose garden, which is ours and ours only. But this dedication is for others to read. These are private words, addressed to you in public. It's so lovely. We're still just at the beginning. I've got so many poems to get through. I fear that I have too many. Perhaps I'll have to be a little more particular with the ones that I read you. I do love this one. This is from Percy Shelley, and it's called Love's Philosophy. The fountains mingle with the river, and the rivers with the ocean. The winds of heaven mix forever with a sweet emotion. Nothing in the world is single, all things by a law divine. In one spirit meet and mingle, why not I with thine? See the mountains kiss high heaven, and the waves clasp one another. No sister flower would be forgiven if it disdained its brother. And the sunlight clasps the earth, and the moonbeams kiss the sea. What is all this sweet work worth, if thou kiss not me? I discovered this one today, and I'm in love with it. I mean, initially my reaction was, this is quite crude, but I think that I always try and find the innocence in crude things. So tell me what you think of this one. This is called Piazza Peace by John Crow Ransom. I am a gentleman in a dust coat trying to make you hear. Your ears are soft and small, and listen to an old man not at all. They want the young men's whispering and sighing. But see the roses on your trellis dying, and hear the spectral singing of the moon. For I must have my lovely lady soon. I am a gentleman in a dust coat drying. I am a lady young in beauty waiting, until my true love comes, and then we kiss. But what great man among the vines is this, whose words are dry and faint as in a dream? Back from my trellis, sir, before I scream, I am a lady young in beauty waiting. I love when things don't align. This one's beautiful. This is from Pablo Neruda, and it's translated from Spanish by Christopher Logue. Drunk is drunk on turpentine from your open kisses, your wet body wedged between my wet body and the strake of our boat that is made out of flowers. Feasted, we guide it, our fingers like telos adorned with yellow metal, over the sky's hot rim, the day's last breath in our sails. Pinned by the sun between solstice and equinox, drowsy and tangled together, we drifted for months and woke with the bitter taste of land on our lips. Eyelids all sticky, and we longed for lime and the sound of a rope, lowering a bucket down its well. Then we came by night to the Fortunate Isles and lay like fish under the net of our kisses. We lay like fish under the net of our kisses. I love love. Love love so much. Oh, I love this poem so much. This is one of my favorites of all time in the whole entire world. If you're trying to curate a list of my favorite things, put this on it. This is from E. E. Cummings, and it's May I Feel, Said He. It's a very fun poem to perform as well. Bit of a tongue twister. May I feel, said he. I'll squeal, said she. Just once, said he. It's fun, said she. May I touch, said he. How much, said she. A lot, said he. Why not, said she. Let's go, said he. Not too far, said she. What's too far, said he. Where you are, said she. May I stay, said he. Which way, said she. Like this, said he. If you kiss, said she. May I move, said he. Is it love, said she. If you're willing, said he. But you're killing, said she. But it's life, said he. But your wife, said she. Now, said he. Ow, said she. Tip-top, said he. Don't stop, said she. Oh no, said he. Go slow, said she. Come, said he. Said she. You're divine, said he. You are mine, said she. It's one of my favorite poems. It's just so fun to speak. This is another beautiful one, and it's from Stephen Spender, and it's called Daybreak. And it's another one of those poems that makes me think, wow, to have someone admire you so much to write this about you. At dawn she lay with her profile at that angle, which, when she sleeps, seems the carved face of an angel. Her hair a harp, the hand of a breeze follows and plays against the white cloud of the pillows. Then, in a flush of rose, she woke, and her eyes that opened swam in blue through her rose flesh that dawned. From her dew of lips, the drop of one word felt like the rest of the fountains, murmured, "Darling," upon my ears, the song of the first bird. "My dream becomes my dream," she said, "come true. I waken from you to my dream of you." Oh, my own wakened dream then dared assume the audacity of her sleep. Our dreams poured into each other's arms like streams. I like that. That's a poem about wanting, yearning, if you will. This is another favorite of mine, and it is again from E.E. Cummings. E.E. Cummings has a nice little treasure chest of love poetry. "I like my body when it is with your body. It is so quite new a thing, muscles better and nerves more. I like your body. I like what it does. I like its howls. I like to feel the spine of your body and its bones and the trembling, firm smoothness in which I will again and again and again kiss. I like kissing this and that of you. I like slowly stroking the shocking fuzz of your electric fur, and what is it comes over parting flesh and eyes big love crumbs, and possibly I like the thrill of under me you, so quite new." It's lovely. We're going to seal the Holy Trinity, or the Almighty Trilogy, if you will, of E.E. Cummings poems with this poem. And it goes like this. "It may not always be so, and I say that if your lips which I have loved should touch another's, and your dear strong fingers clutch his heart as mine in time not far away, if on another's face your sweet hair lay, in such a silence as I know, or such great writhing words as, uttering over much, stand helplessly before the spirit at bay. If this should be, I say, if this should be, you of my heart, send me a little word, that I may go unto him and take his hand, saying, accept all happiness from me. Then shall I turn my face and hear one bird sing terribly afar in the lost lands." The book is divided into different kinds of love. And at the start, it's falling into love and that crushing and that yearning, and then it's about being in love, and then as it goes on, it's kind of about falling out of love or not being able to be in love with that person, or adultery or unrequited love. And so the poems now are going to veer from wholesome to a little bit darker, but it's still love. All kinds of love is still love. This one's from Emily Dickinson, and I like this one a lot. "My life closed twice before its close. It yet remains to see if immortality unveil a third event to me, so huge, so hopeless to conceive as these that twice befell. Parting is all we know of heaven, and all we need of hell." This poem is beautiful and really sad, and it is called "A Pity We Were Such a Good Invention." And what a title is that? "A Pity We Were Such a Good Invention." That's the ultimate breakup title. And it is from Yehuda Amichai, and it is translated from Hebrew from Isaiah Goodman. Forgive my pronunciation, please. It goes like this. "They amputated your thighs off my hips. As far as I'm concerned, they are all surgeons, all of them. They dismantled us, each from the other. As far as I'm concerned, they are all engineers, all of them. A pity. We were such a good and loving invention, an aeroplane made from a man and wife, wings and everything. We hovered a little above the earth. We even flew a little. That one makes me sad. I like when poems make me sad. That's probably one of my favorites of the entire book, I think. This next poem, again, is from Christina Rossetti, and it is called Mirage. The hope I dreamed of was a dream, was but a dream, and now I wake, exceeding comfortless and worn and old, for a dream's sake. I hang my harp upon a tree, a weeping willow in a lake. I hang my silenced harp there, wrung and snapped, for a dream's sake. Lie still, my breaking heart, my silent heart, lie still and break. Life and the world and mine own self are changed for a dream's sake. I like that poem because it makes me think of acceptance. We're all going to have broken hearts and it's all going to be really shitty, excuse my French, but just let it wash over you and write some poems, I guess. This one is from Yeats again, and it's called When You Are Old. I like showing you the poems. When you are old and grey and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read, and dream of the soft look your eyes had once, and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with false or true, but one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face, and bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur, a little sadly, how love fled, and paced upon the mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. I get scared when I think about growing old with someone. It's a really big commitment. But I still think that it's beautiful, and the poetry surrounding it is gorgeous. This next poem is from Edwin Morgan, and it's called Strawberries, and this is one of the sweetest, saddest poems in the book, and I love it. There were never strawberries like the ones we had that sultry afternoon, sitting on the step of the open French window, facing each other, your knees held in mine, the blue plates in our laps, the strawberries glistening in the hot sunlight. We dipped them in sugar, looking at each other, not hurrying the feast for one to come. The empty plates laid on the stone together with two forks crossed, and I bent towards you. Sweet in that air, in my arms, abandoned like a child from your eager mouth, the taste of strawberries in my memory. Lean back again, let me love you. Let the sun beat on our forgetfulness, 1 hour of all the heat intense and summer lightning on the Kilpatrick Hills. Let the storm wash the plates. That's so lovely. The final poem that I'm going to read you is from Thomas Hardy, and it's called Two Lips, and it goes like this. I kissed them in fancy as I came away in the morning glow. I kissed them through the glass of her picture frame. She did not know. I kissed them in love, in troth, in laughter, when she knew all long so, that I should kiss them in a shroud thereafter. She did not know. That's all that I really have to say to you on this fine eve. I just thought it's a gloomy day, and gloomy days make me think of love poems. But so do sunny days. I think of love poems all the time, if I'm honest. I'm in my love poem phase. Phase? Is this a lifestyle or a phase? Am I maturing? Have my frontal lobe developed? I should stop musing live on camera. On that note, thank you for listening to me read you some poems. I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like it, I can do it more often. If you didn't like it, I can never do it again. Actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna still do it either way because it brings me joy. I love you a lot. I'm rambling because I don't know what else to say, so I'm gonna end it here. I love you. I hope you loved this, and I will see you next time.